So we were saying we see hundreds of New Jersey soldiers deployed to the Middle East. Like I said, we're going to see the result of this wicked behavior because we have already seen the criminality of this wicked behavior in itself. Just by the invasion, the occupation into the Gaza Strip they caused Egypt and removing Africans from there prior to that, you know what I'm saying, many years ago, even going back to the days when they used the Muslims to do it as well. You know what I'm saying, to remove many of the Africans from Egypt and Africa and brought them to this land. You know what I'm saying? And many other places probably. You know what I mean? Just in order to clear out so they could have that area for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Removing a people and the ancient people itself from the land, invading, and then even putting forth that effort even to where the injustification was mentioned and moved upon by nations over there. It created this war that we see going on today. You know what I'm saying? So many are guilty of being an invader of the land to begin with, and then trying to justify their right there by war. And this is what's causing the destruction of the Palestinian people. So if the American soldiers are going over there as a peace situation and a mediator of this chaos and this creepy Joe administration uh, 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 and the British and then many others involved, even using NATO, you know what I'm saying, probably involved with their criminal behind, you know what I'm saying. Um, he created, Creepy Joe Biden created in order to bully the world. And that's basically what it is. So we're going to have to keep an eye on that one as well. You know what I'm saying? We see here where House Speaker Mike Johnson calls for calls to fire any federal worker who takes part in any planned walkout over the Gaza policy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like his brains need to walk out and never come back. The federal employee deserves to be federal employees deserve to be fired if they participate in the planned walkout to protest the Biden handling of. Yes, they need to walk out. What the hell is he talking about? They need to walk the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? The whole world need to walk out as well, not just these employees. The whole world need to back these employees up in the decision to do so. Because we must stop these wars that we're seeing and the genocidal behavior and slavery that's still going on in Africa and trying to water it down by using the word Middle East. Middle from what? I don't fucking know. You mean the center of the earth. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, when we look at this whole garbage that's going on, and these employees want to make a stand based on the fact of saving the Palestinian people over the political two groups that seem to be getting the people murdered off and not seem to care. One is an invader, and the other one claimed to be what they are, but at one point may have been an invader themselves. But we see federal employees deserve to be fired if they participate in a planned walkout to protest the crypto Biden handling of the invaders and occupiers occupation created by the Biden and his creep throughout his career, along with NATO, one of his other pet projects. You know what I'm saying? Israel, you know, say the war against Hamas, and that's bullshit. You know what I'm saying? What is a war against Hamas, and not both sides need to cut it out. House Speaker Mike Johnson said Sunday. You know what I'm saying? And Mike Johnson need to sit his crazy ass down because nobody give a damn about you. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Louisiana Republican made a statement on X, commenting on the Al Al Monitor News article that reported workers in at least 22 agencies plan to protest the crypto Biden policy involving the Gaza involving Gaza by joining the work stoppage Tuesday. The whole world needs to do this. The whole world. And any business, politician, or anyone that has anything to say against you standing up for the ending and a ceasefire in the Gaza Strip and the cleaning up of the garbage that they're doing to African people and all people across the planet Earth as a whole must be ready to stand up and stand up now. Because what proved that and why you should was COVID 19. You know what I'm saying? So we need to wake up here in our ways. You know what I'm saying? We see, and then he goes on, I guess, to say any government worker who walks off the job to protest this U.S. support for our ally, what ally? He is lying to you. He is lying to you. What ally? An ally would be, let's say, Britain, or let's say France. But when you speak about Israel, you know what I'm saying, you're speaking about a group of people who moved there. They weren't from there. Look it up. They invaded there and then kill off the people as you're seeing today there. Same then, same now. Talking about ally Israel and is ignoring their responsibility, you know, saying abusing the trust of they're not abusing the trust of any taxpayer. They're standing up for the rights of life and the protection of life and against tyranny, chaos, and terrible government. Johnson posed. They deserve to be fired. No, Mr. Johnson, you deserve to be fired and removed from our country as a whole. So you know he's in Joe Biden's pockets, or either one. Johnson vowed, and he's a deep stater. Johnson vowed to walk with fellow Republican House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer to ensure that each agency, you know, saying initiates appropriate disciplining proceedings against any persons who walk out. Well, that's the day I would lose that job. Fuck you, Mr. Johnson. Let's just get that straight. You punk, mother scunt. All right. Now we see Mr. Creephead right here, as you can see. You know what I'm saying? He talking about workers. You know what I'm saying? He's saying the United for Peace reportedly plans to hold a day of mourning that would mark the 100th day of the military action in the Gaza. Instead, they shouldn't be there, and Mr. Johnson knows this, or whatever the hell he wants to call his bald-headed looking, greasy-head looking sound. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn if you're a white boy or a nigger. I don't give you an Arab boy or a Chinua. You know what I'm saying? You're still the same fucking thing. Anytime you see an elected official or any government that is causing a justification to do mass murder or mass genocide in any form, sexual, physical, sexual, whatever you want to call it, because many of them even do medical genocide. You know what I'm saying? So if anytime you see that happen by one individual that comes into government and have this ramping up before getting there and get there and carry out that orchestration, is not a person that you should have as a leader of your country. Period. You know what I'm saying? He is tyranny, deep state, and down with the wicked Luciferian behavior or whatever garbage he's connected to and doing garbage to the people. And that goes for China as well. That goes for North Korea, South Korea as well. That goes for all Asian people as a whole. Anytime your leadership or your mentality is that of destruction of another race of people, in itself, it is garbage. Anytime a person in your country wants to tell you how many babies you can have, and anytime you go outside of that, they kill your baby, is definitely not a person that you should have as a leadership or an example in your country. You know what I'm saying? because the expansion of any race should not be checked by genocidical or murderistical behavior. Let's just be honest. Just like this clown you see here. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's saying the Jewish state launched the military action. The Jewish state? What do you mean the Jewish state? What do you mean the Jewish state? There is no state in that's Egypt. You made a story saying that they were there, but they were never there. That's a lie also. Talking about they built the pyramids and they were slaves to the African Egyptian people. That's another lie you told. Didn't General Sarah Sultan said he cracked your head? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Long live the general, you know what I'm saying? Because I know he cracked their head many times. That's right. The General Sarah Sultan said he cracked their head on this one many times over. You know what I'm saying? And you still persistent to say the same lying stuff as you're saying, talking about a Jewish state. It is not a Jewish state. It's an invasion, and you're connecting it to the people, and they're calling themselves the same thing over here. You know what I'm saying? And that's not what it is. You know what I'm saying? So when we say a Jewish state launched a military action against Hamas, a terrorist slaughtered a terrorist that slaughtered 1,200 and kidnapped more than 200 during a sneak attack in October. When we look at that behavior in itself, you know what I'm saying, who is Hamas really working for? Is the question we have to ask, and we're still asking that same question. Everybody keeps saying they're a militant terrorist group, but every time somebody strikes out against anything that is, a tyranny and a terrorist to begin with, you know what I'm saying, is called that in itself. So, in a way, the mercy for the people itself is lost in the mix of garbage. And that is terrible. And we must do something about this, even if they have to walk out. You know what I'm saying? Because you keep playing the same scenario, talking about 1,000 kidnapped and more than 200 is really during the sneak attack on October. The Hamas-backed Gaza Health Ministry, the Hamas-backed Gaza Health Ministry said, another lie you're telling, said nearly 24,000 Palestinians have been killed, you know what I'm saying, over the last 3 months. Yeah, genocide in its oldness. Dig, you know what I'm saying, by an invading group of people that should not be there. You trying to use some form of scriptural book to lie to the whole wide world that they are the only this and only that and nobody else is a complete fabricated story. So what we're seeing going on in the Gaza Strip is something that was created by Biden throughout Biden's career in office, him and many others. And they continue down the same road even when we get to Nixon, we get to you know what I'm saying, Reagan, Clinton, you know what I'm saying, even Obama, you know what I'm saying, Bush father and Donkey Jr., you know what I'm saying, Clintons, all the way up to Creepy Joe. They have been doing this garbage everywhere on planet Earth. And when people start to wake up to the demon democratical garbage rather than talking about trying to find some beneficial way to tell me that they're not full of shit, it's impossible. You're wasting your time. You know what I'm saying? Because even when they try to justify any wrongdoing on the Republican side, to me is a waste of time. Because we know full well in government that many times many people jump sides, join parties that didn't bring any good to the party, sabotage the party, like going back to the Tulsas and different massacres they had on black people, and the Republican parties and all kind of names that come up because they had invaded and been taken over. So we know the manipulation and the garbage that go on between the two. It's only leading to a stalemate based on the fact of we not coming together to understand what we need to do in order to straighten out our government as a whole. So that we don't have time for that, such as what we see going on here. You could read it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Over 24,000 Palestinians have been killed over the last 3 months. In 3 months, 24,000 or more is being killed. That's not an Hamas war. That is genocide. You know what I'm saying? The invaders called Israel, backed by the United States and NATO and the British and probably the French as well, and many others, said it has killed about 9,000 Palestinian fighters and has lost 189 Israel Defense Force soldiers so far. So why are you still fighting on so far? You know what I'm saying? So we know it's a bunch of nonsense going on over there that should not be going on, and the people of the world must stand up and walk out. Don't listen to Mr. Johnson when it comes to the lives of the world in which you stand for. You know what I'm saying? Don't let nobody tell you, what I'm saying, this nonsense about losing your job. You know what I'm saying? When Mr. Johnson should be the one being removed. You know what I'm saying? While he's telling people this bullshit and they're standing up for the rights of the people of the world, you know what I'm saying? Nobody wants to hear that garbage. Mr. Johnson, with your retarded behind and a deep state and a idiot probably as well. You know what I'm saying? So he's trying to back for his people to make sure that they get security, but don't care nothing for the Palestinian people or the African people in which you remove using probably the Arabs and different black people, dumb black people, to remove the Africans from Darfur. As we see, this is still going on. But we see Biden demands federal agents, you know what I'm saying, be allowed back at Texas border as his administration rips into Governor Abbott. He could rip into Governor Abbott. Governor Abbott needs to stand his ground. And what the hell is federal agents doing there? Answer that question. What the fuck is federal agents doing at the border? What is this, Operation Code 9? You silly son of a bitch. The governor should have no challenge by the feds. And the feds should not be at that border. And if the feds is at that border, the feds should be doing a thorough investigation as to what's going on over in South America that drove 4.9 billion asylum seekers to our country. What caused that? Because we know what's coming over that border. So what the fuck is the federal agents doing there? So this is a complete setup and plan by the Biden administration in order to pull this orchestration off. And then telling the Texas Border Patrol, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That the Biden administration demands the federal agents be allowed back at the Texas border as his administration rips into Governor Abbott. Imagine this bullshit coming in by Emily Goodman, senior U.S. Political reporter, 1 day ago. You know what I'm saying? Daily Mail, as we can see the little symbol in the circle. But the White House is going to war over the border, demanding Texas immediately stop blocking. You know what I'm saying? Listen to this. Immediately stop blocking mhm, the federal agents' access along a portion of it, a portion of it, and slamming Governor Abbott for extreme politics that denies the dehumanization of people. That's a lie. That's wordplay and full of garbage. That's wordplay and full of garbage and propaganda as well. That ain't nothing but some wordplay, reverse psychology, and straight bullshitical garbage. Governor Abbott is not doing that. You know what I'm saying? He's not exerting any kind of extreme politics that demonize and dehumanize people. That is bullshit. What we seen going on with asylum seekers running into this country and what the creep Joe Biden has caused over in affiliation with the clowns over there and the whole holy plan that they have in mass migration is what it is. It ain't got nothing to do with Greg Abbott. Greg Abbott is protecting his state of Texas based on that invasion in itself. So this is why Biden wanted everybody to get blasted with the sweet sugar. You know what I'm saying? The you know the aggressive posture comes as creep your nutcase ass creepy ass pedophilia Biden invite the top four congressional leaders to leaders and other lawmakers to the White House on Wednesday. You know what I'm saying, to talk about funding for Ukraine. Why is he funding Ukraine? Backed by the NATO criminal organization, exacerbating a nuclear war. A nuclear bomb is bigger than a human being. You look like an ant standing next to one of those, and they monitor those things every day. But anyway, and it could do such mass destruction that life on this planet as you know it will be gone. But as we know it, Ukraine, such as what you see in the movie Terminator. But we see he's back in Ukraine. They jumped up war between him and his son and on the different deals they made and the energy deals and different shit they're going over there doing in the foreign policy and all types of shit going on till they exacerbate this war up to where now he's even asking for funding for the Ukraine war. And and any politician that is going to agree to that, we know needs to be ousted eventually from office. You know what I'm saying? So if they back this, keep your eye on all those politicians that agree to fund the Ukraine war. You know what I'm saying? As well as looking at what is going on in the funding of the Gazan war by sending soldiers from New Jersey. And we know full well we got those politicians on spotlight. You should be looking at them sideways. That's your answer as to who and what stands where. But we see which Republicans have paired with security on the border. Yeah, they have not paid one fucking security on no damn border. And last Friday, a woman and two children drowned at the Texas National Guard soldier barred federal agents from. That did not cause that. That did not cause the fact of this woman drowning and this. What caused that is the Biden administration and its secret plan of mass migration of these people into our country in order to flood all democratic cities in order to create a whole new population and a whole new powerful vote using these people. It is good to see that the Latino brothers are now beginning to talk to their people about the Republican Party and the base Republican Party. But we cannot have racism going into any party that comes into America that is standing up for the right of its people to have a safe place in this country and to call themselves a citizen. You know what I'm saying? Because citizenship should be a worldwide thing. But at the same time, this is the policy and the government in which we have. But at the same time, the Latino people cannot come over here with the chaotic scene, the killing, the murder, and the carrying on. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas is over here on the dumb shit sometimes for real themselves. But at the same time, you have to come over and we must show these people that if we're going to run this country, you're going to run it right. And if we're going to run it, we're going to run it together. Because don't forget, the black man was definitely here before all the y'all on planet Earth put together as a whole. You know what I'm saying? So when we heard this lady and her children drowned, it's a damn fucking shame that that happened to that woman and it should have never happened to her and her children. I don't care what you say about the situation when it comes to life, that other bullshit that Biden and the creep Joe Biden and Kamala Harris and the rest of them pull on this country, you know what I'm saying? This is a tragedy that should have never taken place. Moving on. Before I say something I don't want to say. You know what I'm saying? And somebody need to seek some justice for that lady and her children and so forth on because you're full of garbage. But major setback, Donald Trump, niece Mary claims express no prayers, fuck your ex, losing key attorney proves how dysfunctional his defense is. No, it proves how schematical you are, you need in your lying garbage and you're digging up the dirt into Donald Trump in order to deface his candidacy and to make him look like a criminal across this planet more deeper than anybody ever heard of. But if we was to go into creepy Joe Biden's whole lifetime career in politics, cause the bitch never work a lift a shovel a big shit and got more millions of dollars than any of us put together, but you're always asking us as poor people for a contribution. So you're asking the poor to feed the poor. What happened to those who's talking about 1.9 billion, 1.9 trillion build back better plan? What happened to the money? You know what I'm saying? Don't give me that bullshit. That's all this sounds like to me. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to hear that stupid shit she died in. You know what I'm saying? This is what we should be looking at right here. You know what I'm saying? This is what we should be looking at right here. You know what I'm saying? Let's get that straight right here, right now, in itself. Now you read it for yourself. You know what I mean? In all ways, you read it for yourself. You know what I mean? You read it for yourself. So this is Point Black saying, stay right, stay tight, and we will stay in the motherfucking fight. That's right.